So Adam Silver decided to address the Gila monster in the room. He said, nothing else going on. I'm going to talk about the Gila monster in the room. So that's exactly what he did. He said he did not have any role in the Luka trade. And there are many conspiracy theories that either the Mavericks owner is trying to move the team to Vegas and they want to undermine the fan base, or Adam Silver conspired with TV people who were shocked at how pathetic the product was and how bad the ratings were and said, we got to spice this up, crank this up a couple notches, and make sure this happens. So Adam Silver's like, hey, listen, I didn't have any role in it. He said, quote, the commissioner does not have the right to block a trade, he said, telling YouTuber Pat McAfee this. Now, Silver has stated in this interview and at other times that he does not have the authority to veto or to block a trade between teams. He claims that the bylaws, the league rules of the NBA, do not grant the commissioner such powers to intervene in a trade, even if they are controversial, unless they violate the CBA or some other special regulation. So let us discuss the question for the esteemed panel, which you are part of the question. How do you categorize Adam Silver, the commissioner, making the claim that he was essentially helpless to do anything to stop the Luka Doncic trade? So my observations on this, I've got Silver Bullet, Cult Classic, and Motley Crue. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to bark like a chicken. We're going to bark like a chicken. All right, so number one. Can I get a number? Number one. So I saw the clip. It's making its way around the clip artist, the engagement artist on social media. So the way I interpreted it, it's like fine art. The way I interpreted this clip from Adam Silver is I wanted to go to my garage and I wanted to get a shovel. And I then wanted to fill the shovel with manure, and then I would have recreated what I was hearing from Adam Silver. It's just not true. It's just not true in my humble opinion. If you do your due diligence, Adam Silver doing a Pinocchio impersonation on this one, he absolutely could have hit the kill button on the trade. Now, what is my supporting evidence? My supporting evidence, let's go way back. Donald Sterling, a notorious figure in the NBA. Donald Sterling, over 10 years ago, Donald Sterling was taken down by Adam Silver. The NBA took the Clippers away from Donald Sterling. And how did the commissioner, Adam Silver, do that? Do you remember? Because I remember he used what is the NBA commissioner's silver bullet, a.k.a. Article 24. Do it. Google it. Article 24. Now, Article 24 of the NBA Constitution, it is known in the colloquial sense as the best interest of the association clause. And what does that mean? It grants the commissioner broad authority to act when a situation arises that is not covered by the league's constitution and bylaws. So you say, well, this is covered by the rules of the NBA and the bylaws, so you're wrong, Ben. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, dummy, read the fine print. Read the fine print, because Article 24 could have been applied since the trade, if you look at the language here, harmed the integrity of the NBA and hurt public confidence in the NBA. Does anyone anywhere think this trade did not hurt the integrity of basketball and it was such a terrible trade? Public confidence in the product is gone. It was such a ridiculous, atrocious, lopsided transaction. The league has lost credibility. And a real commissioner with balls, a real commissioner would have done something about it. And Adam Silver clearly lost his balls somewhere along the way. Maybe he can go buy some basketballs. He didn't do that. And that is the kind of thing that feeds the conspiracy theory that I couldn't do anything, that he was complicit, that he didn't stop it. If you're in a situation where everyone agrees that something is completely ridiculous and broken, you might want to do a double check on that, because it might be. If you're in something where it's just so over the top. Now, Adam Silver, additionally, he admitted the Luka Doncic trade drove up NBA ratings this season, right? Which also kind of feeds into that narrative that the NBA power brokers behind the scenes were encouraging this to happen, and he didn't stop it. Why didn't he stop it? He could have stopped it. Article 24. The commissioner didn't stop it. Could it be because he was encouraging it to happen behind the scenes, like the puppet master? Now, page 2. As for the relocation chatter, the commissioner, Adam Silver, explained, he said the Mavericks, quote, aren't going anywhere, is what he said. Aren't going anywhere. Those are his words, not mine, his words. Because they are trying to build a new arena in Dallas, and there were, quote, no ulterior motives. No ulterior motives behind the transaction to give away the family jewels for a broken down basketball player, and that's it. So thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs down on the Maverick fans being able to trust Adam Silver when he says that the Mavericks aren't going anywhere. So this is a rather easy thumbs down on this side. Thumbs down. Here's why. Think of the cult classic. Brad Pitt was in it. Cult classic from Hollywood, back when they used to make decent movies. Welcome to Fight Club. The first rule, you know what it is? The first rule of Fight Club, you do not talk about Fight Club. You don't do it. You don't do it. The second rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Historically, my entire life, there have been teams that have moved all over since I was a little boy watching sports. And the one constant historically has been the commissioners of the sports league, they always put on their tap dance shoes. They sidestep confirmation. They claim that there is no funny business going on. They don't do any of that until the deal's done. They don't talk about it. Until it's all finalized. I'll give you an example. Roger Goodell, everyone and their uncle knew that the Raiders were done in Oakland. They were moving to Vegas. You remember, this is going back a few years, 2017, back when the Astros were cheating in baseball. But Roger Goodell was very vague when everyone was aware the Raiders were going to be leaving to Nevada from Northern California until it became official. And then when it became official, all of a sudden, there you go. And so guys like Adam Silver, they always prioritize. I get it, diplomacy, right? You don't want to fan the flames. You talk about these conversations like they're explorations, and nothing's probably going to happen. And these are business decisions and all that stuff. And then you allow whoever the owner is to take the shrapnel. And the pattern is not just a basketball story or a football story. It is across the board. Across the board. You do not admit intent. You don't admit it. Do not admit intent early on, because you don't want to alienate people and complicate things and things like that. All right, now, final point. So, looking down on the reign of Adam Silver, what is the soundtrack? What do you think the soundtrack is of Adam Silver and his time as commissioner, Mr. Commissioner? So at this point, I know there's a lot of basketball media that get down and pray at the altar of Adam Silver, but on this side of the microphone, the soundtrack of Adam Silver's time as commissioner is a Motley Crue song, Dr. Feelgood. Like, he's the one that makes you feel good. Adam Silver, right? The players, Adam Silver's a pushover. He's like a doormat. Everyone walks over Adam Silver. The NBA is suffering from a blank spot, a theoretical mass in the commissioner's office at this particular point. Where have you gone, David Stern? A basketball nation turns its lonely eyes to you. Unfortunately, David has moved on. He's been traded behind the pearly gates. He's not coming back. But David Stern, I was thinking about this when I was walking into the studio to do the show. Like, David Stern is really the last commissioner that had machismo. Is that a fair statement or not a fair statement? Let me make my elevator pitch, and I'll give you my supporting evidence why I believe David Stern was the last commissioner that actually had balls. Because David Stern was willing to make bold, polarizing moves. He was willing to upset people who played in the NBA. He was willing to upset teams in the NBA. You remember the malice at the palace, the punishment to my former colleague here at Fox Sports Radio, Ron Artest, who worked here. There was the dress code enforcement when David Stern went nuts because people were freaking out because the players were wearing clown costumes on the court with the shorts. They're getting upset by that. To me, the biggest sign that David Stern was the last commissioner that had balls was the whole load management era and the foresight that David Stern had. He knew right away, this is poison. This is poison. And it's much like when you get cancer, you got to get the cancer out of your body, right? You have a dead wood, cut the dead wood out. And right away, immediately, David Stern said, oh, my God, this is going to kill our business. And what does a real boss do? A real boss does something, right? They put on their big boxer shorts on. They go out there and they do something. And David Stern, he knew the San Antonio Spurs brought the poison to the NBA. They contaminated the NBA. And the Spurs, they sent home, they were playing in Florida. They sent home 4 key players. And I think most of them or all of them, if I remember the story, they flew home on Southwest Airlines. And it was for a nationally televised game. And David Stern just lost it. He fined the Spurs $250,000. He bemoaned this. And since he left, a million years ago as commissioner, but Adam Silver replaced him. Under Adam Silver's watch, while he's been in the big chair, the infestation that David Stern tried to stop of load management has gotten so bad. How bad has it gotten? In a league with 450-plus players. And the bare minimum, you got to play 65 games, certain minute requirements. Out of 450 players, only 84 of them had enough guts to actually play 65 games and be eligible for awards. And David Stern knew that was coming. He knew that was coming. He tried to stop it. And Adam Silver has essentially been a matador. Ole, 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 ole. He's like the guy at the NASCAR race waving the white flags, and here we go, boys, let's get going. No more alpha commissioners. Every commissioner is a beta. Every single commissioner is a beta at this point. I mean, go down the list. Like Roger Goodell at one point used to punish players. He doesn't do that anymore. Everyone, Goodell's just a toady. That's all he is. And Rob Manfred, he had a team cheating, the commissioner of baseball, under his nose, caught red-handed, and he then protected them, didn't punish them. And when people said, hey, you should take that trophy away, it's a bogus trophy, it's just a hunk of metal. Every team in baseball is playing for a hunk of metal because you have the Omega commissioner there. Oh, my God. It is wild. The era that we're in right now, like, we need someone to take over that actually has a backbone as a commissioner. We really do.